Welcome back to another video. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. MeiaSoQuick with the uploads. Intro's over. Subscribe before you go. Welcome back. I'm MeiaSoQuick, and in today's video, I've got another shoe customization. So I've got this second pair of Vans. If you've seen my last one, I did Dr. Facilier. So in today, I decided I wanted to do Princess Tiana and the frog, or Prince Naveen as a frog. So I already went ahead and sketched out what I wanted to do. And the sketch looks like it came out, pretty good. So my next step is just gonna go ahead and apply the paint and get into it. So to get started on this shoe, I'm gonna start by mixing Princess Tiana's skin tone. I used a dark brown, a reddish brown, a yellow, and a white to kind of get her actual tone. And then I just went ahead and painted that in with a small detailed brush. Once I've got all of her skin tone down, my next step was to go in and try to do some highlights and some shading on her skin tone. So what I did was honestly just added white into the skin tone paint that I already made and just went around the natural body that you would highlight, like the forehead, down the bridge of the nose, some parts on the neckline and the breastbone. And then after that, I did the same thing with the darker brown, just the opposite, to try to do some shading. So I did those areas on like the forehead and in the neck. The shading and the highlighting was the part of my art that I said I really wanted to get better at, because it's not something I've ever really done before, but I think it really turned out well and it started looking really realistic. Once I was happy with her skin tone, I went in and I gave her some brown eyes, and I started off with the brown base lip before I went in with a red to top off her lips. So as you can see, I also took this red and I was trying to stipple on her blush, and I seen that it was too potent, so I would go back and forth in between my brush with the brown on it and then my brush with the red, and kind of just try to blend them in and mix it in so that way it would just look like a flush on her cheeks, as opposed to, making Tiana look like a clown. So next I went in with black, and I used the black to just go ahead and do her hair. So in my picture of inspiration, Tiana has a bun with the little curly little swoop things, dangling edges. So I made sure to do all of those details in black using a very, very fine detailer brush. Once I was done with her hair, I went in with my heat gun. Because this is fabric paint, also mixed in with a little bit of GAC 900. I have to often go in with my heat gun just to set each coat before I go again with the second coat. Now I'm going to be taking this silver, and I'm using these Arteza fabric paints that I often use, and I'm just going to go ahead and do her jewelry accents. So I'm going to take the silver to do her crown as well as her necklace and even the neckline, if you will, on her dress. Now I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the little accent on her necklace. I used 2 different blues, and once I did that, I also filled in the rest of her dress, which also was this light color blue. Now moving on to the frog of Prince Naveen, I mixed together a dark green and a very bright green and some yellow to try to get this tone. So in the end, I used a variation of a bunch of different colored greens and some browns to actually paint the frog and make it look a little less cartoonish. Now I'm getting towards the end, so I'm gonna go in with that same bluish that's on her necklace, just a little lighter, and I'm gonna fill in her dress. And then after that, I'm gonna start using this same blue to start doing the background. And the background was probably the most difficult part of just trying to blend, because I made it go from light blue in the middle towards a darker blue on the outer, and then I went back, kind of just going back and forth between both colors, trying to get a nice blend. Even though I like how it turned out, I would probably suggest next time that I start off with the dark color first and then gradually bring it in lighter, because it did take a lot of work with me trying to go back and trying to get rid of that harsh line. So that is my one advice if you're doing this. Probably start off with your darker color and then just dilute it by keep adding white to make it lighter. Finally, when I was done with the background, I decided to go in with white, and with the white I went ahead and added some sparkles to her dress, as well as just cleaned up her gloves. In the end, this is what the final shoe came out to look like, and I think it came out really good. I actually had a lot of fun doing this. Make sure you check out my other video. I'll post it above. You just look up in that little card that has that eye. You can click on there and see how I did the Dr. Facilier or the Shadow Man on the partner shoe of this Vans custom. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and feel free to like this video if you actually like this video. Go ahead and click the subscribe if you like to see more content from me. Follow me on Instagram, or leave me a comment telling me what you liked or what you'd like me to do next. Okay? Thank you guys so much, and have a great one. Bye.